When you work from home, you get a lot of freedom and flexibility. But as I've discovered over my past year of working remote, you do need some form of a routine to stay productive and stay focused and get the work done. And when you don't work in an office and have a set 9 to 5 schedule already laid out for you, you've kind of got to make up your own routine. So in this video, I want to take you through my routine for working from home and show you how I structure my day. Quick note before we get into it, this video is brought to you by Squarespace. They are a tool that I highly recommend whether you need a portfolio, a personal website, an online store, you can make it with Squarespace. Alright, let's get into the video and let me show you my day. Most weekdays, my alarm goes off at 6 AM, and I'm trying to do this thing lately where I don't take my phone off airplane mode until I'm up and out of bed, just to avoid that, half hour of aimlessly scrolling social media. In the morning, I tend to grab my laptop and sit on the sofa to work for a little while. I do have a standing desk, but honestly, I just don't feel like standing or really sitting upright when I first get up in the morning. I start my day by checking Slack and Basecamp to see what my team was up to overnight because they work later in the day than me, being based in America. And I add anything that may have come up to my to-do list to tackle later on that day. I like to start my day by working on a side project though, so to get into it, I set a Pomodoro timer on my Apple Watch and get started with editing, writing podcast show notes, whatever it is I need to do that day. I tend to work on the sofa until about 8 or 8:30 or whenever my battery runs low, whichever comes first. Then I move over to my desk, make myself some breakfast and start on my work day. I like to head to the gym about 10 or 11 o'clock because I find that it's a pretty quiet time of day to go, so there's not too many people there. After the gym, I shower and change and get back to working on whatever my tasks are that day. I like to split things up so that I can try and complete a thing in these time blocks, so I'll work on a smaller thing in the morning before the gym and then a larger thing after it. The afternoon is where I find that my concentration starts to fade, and so to combat that and do something about it, I leave the house. I put myself into a new working situation and it sort of refreshes my mind and gives me some new focus. If I've got an event on or just somewhere to be in central London in the evening, I'll usually go in and work from a cafe there, but otherwise I'll just spend my afternoon working in a cafe that's a little closer to home. I don't know what it is about cafes specifically that really helps me focus, but they definitely do help me beat the afternoon slump. I usually head home about mid-afternoon to join any video calls that I have that day, with my team being based in the US. Their morning aligns with my afternoon, so that works out perfectly for me having afternoon meetings. I usually finish up my workday about 6 or 7 PM. I always like to end my workday by writing in my bullet journal the tasks that I need to do the following day. I feel like it helps me stay on track and keep on top of what needs to be done. So that is my routine for working from home. I know it might seem like the hours that I'm working are kind of lengthy, but that's because I take a lot of breaks like in the middle of the day to go to the gym, to have lunch, maybe to film a video. I love that working from home gives me the flexibility to arrange my schedule in that way because I find that I work better when I work in smaller chunks rather than sitting there trying to focus for 8 hours straight. That's just not going to work for me. If you work from home as well, I would love to hear a little about your routine down below in the comments. Does it look like mine? Do you stick to a regular 9 to 5, or do you take advantage of the fact that you can wake up at 10 AM if you want to? Tell me about it down below. Thank you for watching, and I also want to say a huge thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. They're an all-in-one platform for creating websites, which means that they provide you with everything you need to make a great site without ever having to install or patch or upgrade anything. So if you're one of those people who is constantly saying that they need to update or improve their portfolio, perhaps even to apply to a new remote job, who knows? Then trust me, Squarespace is the way to do it. They have really beautifully designed templates and they make them really easy to customize too, which is obviously important for me as a designer. They make it simple to get set up with a custom domain, and if you need any help, then they've got 24/7 support. So no excuses to get their website finished. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and then when you're ready to launch, you can head to squarespace.com/CharlieMarieTV for 10% off your first website or domain. So thanks again to Squarespace. I'm really excited to be partnering with them. Thanks again to you for watching this as well. All right, I will see you next time. Bye.